Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel once again, back again with another video, and doing this a little bit differently because I did record a gameplay with this Luis Gonzalez card on the screen, but unfortunately there was no sound, so yeah, that's unfortunate. So I think this happened to me once before, so I'm kind of like familiar with something like this, but it still sucks. So I was using Luis Gonzalez, postseason card from 2001, came out of the headliner recently, so I threw him out there in left field. I didn't open any packs, I just bought him on the market. I think it was like, what, 20k on the market, so, you know, I had like a bunch of stuff just sitting there, so I used him in left field for this one. And then also I threw in this supercharged Shohei Ohtani card. He had like boosted stats on the hitting side. Didn't get anything to his pitching because he wasn't pitching, but he had like, what, 8 RBIs, you can see right there on the screen against the Royals. And shockingly, the Angels still found a way to lose that game, so I mean, that's very unfortunate, but I threw in this Ohtani card. I had him lead off the game for me, so I wanted to see if he would get anything going for me with the bat, as well as pitch well in this one. So, yeah, I used Gonzo and Ohtani in this video, and you guys are about to see the ranked gameplay here right now. Alright, so I found the game, obviously. I was taking on Vita Blue, so I was facing a lefty with Ohtani and Gonzo. So, obviously, Gonzalez doesn't have the numbers that he has against righties, against left-handed pitching, but they're still really, really good. So, you know, it was a good matchup for both of them regardless. So, we got a leadoff single to begin the ball game, and then on an 0-2 count to Eduardo Escobar, began to pop out to right to Mookie Betts. So, that was the first out of the inning. Then, David Justice comes up, hits a 3-2 single up the middle. So, he's got the first 2 out of 3 base runners to begin the ball game, and then we get Ralph Kiner to pop up here. The infield fly rule was in effect, so we got the second out. Then we get to a full count here with Corey Seager, and he hits one out to center field, a backdoor cutter, but Jim Edmonds is able to make that catch. And then bottom of the first, I paused just to see Ohtani's hitting stats. He's cracked against righties, against lefties, still pretty good too. So, you know, I was looking to get on base with Ohtani to begin the inning and, you know, put the pressure on him a little bit early. So it's a 2-0 count here on Ohtani. I get a fastball here that I should have crushed. I missed it just a little bit. Then on a 3-2 pitch, he goes to a changeup down. Didn't get all of it. And then after I get out with Eduardo Escobar, Luis Gonzalez comes out to the plate. And then it's a 2-2 changeup up the middle for a base hit. So that extends the inning for Mookie Betts. So Gonzalez is 1 for 1 in the game so far. Then in a 2-0 count with Mookie, I was not looking for a fastball. But then he goes to a changeup in the same spot. Well, sort of. And we hit a 2-run home run out to left field, giving us an early 2-0 lead early on in the first inning. And then coming up here with Jared Walsh, got it to another full count, 3-2 pitch, looking for something to drive. And he throws a changeup that I wasn't really looking for, and I ended up striking out because, you know, if I was like sitting on that pitch, there's a good chance that I could have like a good swing, and it could be a 3-0 ball game. Alright, so we jump to the second. You know, we get a strikeout here. Nothing really much happened in the top of the second. Then we move to the bottom of the second. You know, Oswald Peraza comes up. Good PCI placement, just a little bit early on the swing. Nothing but a fly out to center field. So that was the first out. And then 1-0 count to Jim Edmonds. I get jammed on this one, but this one is able to fall in for a base hit as the center fielder had to cover a lot of ground to get there. And then 2 outs here. Bryson Stott ended up chasing a slider on the outside and just hitting a lazy fly out to end the inning. So, yeah, the second inning, nothing really much to write about on both sides. I had a 1-2-3 inning, and then here in the bottom of the second inning, nothing much really happened. And then here on the first pitch to Vita Blue, I try to throw a fastball by him, and I do, 97. And then I think I just do nothing but fastballs here for the first 2 pitches of this at-bat with Ohtani against Vita Blue. And then I go to I think a splitter here on an 0-2 count, and he ends up striking out. So that's the first out of the inning. I was racking up a couple strikeouts between the second and third innings. And then the second time around, Josh Rojas, who had that leadoff single to begin the ball game, comes up to the plate. And I start off with a slider on the inside, able to get him really looking foolish on that one. We ended up getting Rojas out, and then I get Escobar out here on a fastball in the inning. Bottom of the third comes up. Ohtani just misses a home run there. 2-seam inside, not able to get fully extended on it. And then after we get out with Escobar, we bring up Luis Gonzalez, who already had hit in this game. He ends up working the count to a full count. I think it was behind 0-2, but we ended up working it to a full count here. He goes to a slider on the outside to get me to chase, but I ended up taking it, take a walk there. So second time he's been on base. And then Mookie Betts hits one the other way for a long single into right field, moves Luis Gonzalez to third base. So we had runners on the corners with chance for more. And Jared Walsh, 1-2 count, slider up and away, just cannot get all of it, just missed it. And we end up leaving 2 runners on base. And that was like, what, 3 runners left on base through the first 3 innings of the game. So we had our chances to add more, but we just could not get that big hit. So the 4th inning comes up here. David Justice starts off the inning. He already had that base hit in the 1st inning. We start off with a fastball away. He ends up chasing it. Then on a 1-1 pitch, you go to a splitter. Hits one out to shortstop for Oswald Peraza. And he ends up being the first out of the inning. So, Ohtani was, doing his momentum like that he had in the previous 2 innings after giving up those 2 hits to begin the ball game in the 1st inning. And then we get Ralph Kiner to chase this backdoor cutter on the outside. Hits one out to left field to Luis Gonzalez, which was actually his first defensive play of the game. I was really worried about his defense out there in left because I think he had 65 fielding and 68 arm strength. So I was fully anticipating him to cost me at least a hit or a run or something like that. I had that full expectation that something like that was bound to happen, but it didn't really happen as much as I anticipated. Just because I was doing one heck of a job with Shohei Ohtani here. We get to a 0-2 count on Corey Seager. We try to find a pitch to put him away. I went to, I think, a curveball here, low and away, but he ends up fouling it off. Then I try a pitch that ended up biting me in the ass. A 2-2 fastball up and in, not the best pitch to throw. Hits a solo homer out to right field, and he cuts the lead in half to a 2-1 ball game, so that was really not the best pitch to throw. Then the next batter, Yoloki Cespedes, hits a base hit up the middle on a splitter, so he had back-to-back hits. He ended up stealing second base on this one, but nothing really much happened after that as he grounds out to Oswald Peraza to end the inning. So we limit the damage to 1, but he has a little bit of momentum on his side because of, the home run with Corey Seager. So we're going to jump to the top of the 5th. Nothing really much happened in the bottom of the 4th. It was a basic 1-2-3 inning, couple of a weak pop-ups, fly balls, or something like that. Stuff like that, I should say. So nothing really much happened there. So we jump to the 5th. We get the leadoff man out on a 2-2 pitch ground ball to Bryson Stott. And then Vita Blue comes up and starts with a fastball inside. I ended up getting the bullpen going because, the 3rd time around was coming up for him against Ohtani. And he only has 88 hits per 9. So that's something that I was kind of worried about, 3rd time around because, Hall of Fame, 88 hits per 9, not really that good. So I just got the bullpen going. But I was hoping that I can finish 5 innings with Ohtani at least. And we, are 1 out away from doing that as we get Vita Blue to strike out on a curveball low and away. And then Rojas here, I decided to go to a fastball, but he just saw that pitch previously with Vita Blue. So I stepped out. I was like, okay, let's go to something else. Let's try to go to a cutter on the inside. Let's see if we can try to get him to break his bat or something. This one did not catch where I wanted it. That was too much of the plate caught, and that was a base hit into right field. So that was his 2nd hit of the day with Josh Rojas. So him at the leadoff spot for him was doing a good job. And then Escobar comes up, and I think he swings at the first pitch here. I think it was a slider that we tried to throw. Yeah, it was a slider. Walsh able to get there, tag the bag, and Ohtani goes 5 innings of really good ball. Just that 1 home run that he allowed to Seager was the only blemish coming up here. All right, so Ohtani's hitting here in the 5th inning. I said I was going to keep him in to have 1 more at bat, and it's an ugly end. I ended up striking out on a curve, or a changeup, I should say, and I did that previously with Bryson Stott, so I had no answers for that. And Escobar comes up, 1-1, good swing right there. It's just a little bit early, and that's nothing but a lazy fly out. So we bring in Zach Britton out of the pen to begin the 6th inning. We get David Justice to chase a slider away for the first out, and then we do the same thing with Ralph Kiner. This time a slider inside, able to get him to chase, end up making the out there. And then Corey Seager comes up to the plate, get him to ground out to 2nd on the shift, and Zach Britton goes a scoreless 1-2-3 inning. And then Luis Gonzalez comes up on a 1-2 count, and he hits an absolute bomb in the right center and gives us a 3-1 lead, and he was on base for the 3rd time in this game because he had a single and a walk, and now he has a home run, so he's getting close to the cycle there. So that's, I think this is probably my best debut with someone in a while, because whenever I do debuts with people for the first time, I use them for the first time, I normally would not have the best debut, but Luis Gonzalez, he did really well. And then Mookie Betts, I just hit one out to left center, but that ends up dying at the wall. He makes a nice catch near the wall, so that was a good swing with Mookie, like I said, just a little bit underneath it. And then, add that it didn't have any exit velo on that one, so that was kind of unfortunate. So that was a hard hit ball, and then take a first pitch there with Jared Walsh. I was right there, but I wanted to take the first pitch of the at-bat. Then with 2 outs, 0-1 count, Oswald Peraza shoots one into the gap in right center for a 2-out double. So, the rally was continuing, or Peraza got a rally going, which, as they were trying to get more runs to put the game away. Unfortunately, 0-2 count, Edmonds changeup down, good swing, but right at Corey Seager to end the inning. And then to begin the 7th, we get Yoelqui Cespedes to pop out to Bryson Stott for the first out. And then we get Henry Davis to strike out on a slider low and in for the second out. And then a 1-2 count, slider off the glove of Escobar, could not get it. So the tying run comes out to the plate. He brought in Jake Berger, but I told myself, like, you know, Clay Holmes was going to come in no matter what. So I bring in Clay Holmes. He brings in Cole Calhoun off the bench. And then on a 1-2 count, we get him to chase a pitch in the third, the curveball, and we get out of the jam, still leading 3-1, heading into the bottom of the 7th as we try to get some more insurance runs. So we begin the inning with Brian Serban facing a new pitcher in John Duran. He hits a perfect out to center field, so that was a tough way to begin the inning. And then we bring in Aaron Judge off the bench after 2 outs were recorded, and Judge hits a bomb out to left field, hits the foul pole and left, gives us another insurance run, and we're up 3 now. It's 4-1, so that was huge off the bench for Judge. We'll jump to the 8th here. Chapman comes in, strikes out the first batter he faces in Josh Rojas. Then on a 1-2 count, hits Eduardo Escobar, and obviously that's not what I wanted to do, but then gets the double play, a double play to Stott, Peraza, and then back to Walsh for the double play. Bottom of the 8th comes around. Luis Gonzalez picks up his 3rd hit of the game, a double into the right center field gap, and he was on base for the 4th time, because if you count that walk as well in his first at-bat. So he was 3/4 of the way to the cycle, and, you know, he had a great day at the plate, and then that eventually leads to our opponent rage quitting out of the game. So Luis Gonzalez made him rage quit, and you can see right there, 3 for 3, 4 at-bats, reached base all 4 times, a home run, a double, a single, and a walk. So he was a triple away from the cycle, so that was pretty cool to witness that. And, you know, Luis Gonzalez, I'd say he had a great debut. And Ohtani, supercharged Ohtani, didn't really do much at the plate, as you think he went like 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He did miss a home run on, I think, on the 2nd at-bat, a fastball inside, but other than that, he pitched 5 good innings out of the pen. Just that 1 mistake to Seager was his only blemish on his record. And then we brought in Britton, and then we brought in Holmes and Chapman, and they pretty much like took us the rest of the way. Pretty much the Yankees bullpen, because we used 3 Yankee bullpen arms: Britton, Chapman, and Clay Holmes. Took us to the promised land and helped us win the game. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Stay safe.